Hello everyone, I'm Cameron Makarchuk here with Re-Engineer You, Strategies Worth Implementing, and I got a great episode for you today. But before we get into that, I just wanted to remind you guys that you can watch the live episodes as they're being recorded, as I'm sitting there with the guest right in front of the computer. You can comment and ask questions and all that great stuff right from your computer as we do the interview with the special guests that we have on every single week. And to do that, to be able to watch that, either follow me on Facebook, Google+, or Twitter, and that's going to be some links at the end of the video, but you can find me, Facebook at Cameron Makarchuk, or Google+ at Cameron Makarchuk, or you can follow me on Twitter at CMakarchuk, but all those links are going to be for you right at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around and watch those, watch till the very end so you can get those links. Follow me on those social sites and follow along and stay up to date. And as always, if you like the video and you like what you see in these episodes, I'd really appreciate it if you'd share it, pass it around, like it, +1 it, tweet it, stumble it, whatever you guys like to do with your social sharing networks. Just please make sure you do that because it really would mean a lot to me if you guys liked it, to share it and really get the word out there about what we're doing and the awesome content that we have from myself and from the people that I talk to on a weekly basis. Okay, so just make sure you do that. That would really mean a lot to me. And last thing before we get into the interview, I just want to talk really quickly about something that I have out for you guys right now. I'm really quite proud of it, and I want to just talk to you about it for one quick second before we get to the interview, and that is Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint, which you can see up above you here right now. So what Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint is it's essentially like being a client with me at my private studio. I've taken everything I do with my personal clients and wrapped it up into a nice little ball and given it to you in a website, which you can see here right now. And it's a completely comprehensive program. I've designed everything from the training programs for you, complete with video demonstrations of every single exercise that you can click right through the members area. You can watch them on your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, whatever you want. So there's no excuses. And as well as a very comprehensive nutrition program as well. So the exact same nutrition program that I've used with my clients to help them lose 20 or 30 pounds, or 50, 60, 70, some over 100+ pounds using the strategies that you're going to get in the Extreme Fat Loss Blueprint. Okay, so, and as well there's some coaching videos in Transformation Academy. You can go ahead and watch those. You can see them right here, the transformation training, the nutrition program, and I go through, they're each about 30 minutes long, and I essentially go through everything that I talk about with my personal clients. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. It's a really great product, very comprehensive, and takes you through every step of the way from where you are today to losing 20, 30, 40 pounds, or even as much as 70, 80, or 100+ pounds, because I've had everywhere in between. So it is by far the perfect program for you if that's what you're looking for, and everything's right there for you. So go to extremefatlossblueprint.com to check out more information on that and to see an inspirational story of one of my personal clients who lost over 103 pounds using this exact system. So make sure you check that out at extremefatlossblueprint.com. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode of Re-Engineer You, Strategies Worth Implementing. Hello everyone and welcome to Re-Engineer You, the show where we talk to some of the world's smartest and best looking experts in the world of fat loss, nutrition, lifestyle design, body transformation, all that good stuff, all to answer the one question of what is the one thing that you can change today that will have the biggest impact on your lifestyle or body transformation. And I'm your host, Cameron Makarchuk, Master Transformation Coach, and from BodyShapeandBlueprint.com. And I'm very excited about our call today. I'm joined by a good friend of mine and fellow Canadian, Shawna Kaminski, who is out there in Calgary and just doing some really great things in the world of fat loss and fitness with her boot camps and her products and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's just a really awesome person. So Shawna, I am excited to have you on the call today.
Thanks for having me. Very excited to be here.
Good. Well, maybe let's just start off and just get a little bit of your background and kind of what you've been up to and how you got into this crazy world of fitness and body transformation, and we'll start there.
Okay, well, I mean, I've always been into fitness because I was a competitive athlete, and it's just always been part of who I was. I was a teacher for 20 years, and during that time, I mean, I always had a love of training, and I always train people kind of on the side just for fun. And I just got so many requests for, can you do this? Can you do that? And so I ended up just starting a home studio because I didn't want to do one-on-one fitness. So I started like 12-on-1 because I had such limited time. I did group fitness, and then I started with boot camps. That was in 2007, and I realized that I needed to reach more people, and so I went on to online coaching and started with female fat loss over 40, went up to pull-up challenges and then challenge fat loss. And yeah, so it's just kind of been a natural kind of progression. But I've always, like I said, I've always had a love and passion for fitness and helping people get fit and live a fit and healthy life for better quality of life. And so that's kind of in a nutshell where I started.
Awesome. Awesome. That's really good. So you're still doing the boot camps and stuff out in Calgary there?
Yeah, I have a Fit Body boot camp, and I have great trainers. I'm usually in camp once a week, maybe twice a week. But I feel like I'm able to reach all my clients I consider to be my own. We text and email, and whether I'm in front of them or if I'm putting my hand-picked and trained trainers in front of them, I still feel like I'm their trainer. So, yep, so I have my boot camp, and then, like I said, I really expand my reach through kind of the internet and through online coaching. So I'm really happy that I have actually clients all over the world now, so it's pretty exciting for me to be able to use the power of the internet to help people that can't get to me.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's very powerful, and it's just kind of the next logical progression when your boot camps start to fill up and you're doing an awesome service, which it sounds like you are out there, and really giving all that hands-on attention and that personalized experience to your clients in person. It's just a natural progression to start reaching out to other parts of the world and extending that reach for yourself. So that's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
So what, maybe let's talk about a couple of those products that you've been working on. So you have the female fat loss over 40 and challenge fat loss.
Right.
So maybe let's talk about the female fat loss one, because that one was kind of interesting when I was looking at it.
Well, it kind of was born out of the need from my boot camps are predominantly women, and so a lot of it first started because there was a lot of women that just couldn't get to my boot camp. They would be emailing me from far and wide, and it's like, what can I do? So it's like some of them I would just do online coaching with, and I found that there was a need for women, particularly in that age group, because I was in that age group. Now I have to do a female fat loss over 50. That's actually on my to-do list. Just kind of something that was geared for women in that target demographic of what they can do at home, because a lot of women especially are kind of overwhelmed and they're experiencing similar issues. A lot of people think they turn 40 and that's the magic number, that they're going to get all this belly fat. And so I just want to dispel rumors and get them, I like to catch women in their 20s and 30s so that they're not going to have those issues in their 40s. But women in their 40s, they need to have someone in their 40s that's living, walking the walk and not experiencing kind of all the ill effects of what turning 40 means, so that, it's no good for a woman in their 40s to have a 20-year-old trainer say, oh, well, just do X, Y, Z. It just doesn't, it's not very credible. So I'm a credible person that's, having the same challenges as them, to say, look, we can do these things and we can combat, all those ill effects of what aging can bring. So that's kind of how female fat loss started. So now I've since revamped it. So there's all follow along workouts. There's a nutrition component, sleep component, what to eat, all that kind of stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, just like kind of what you were saying about the credibility and stuff. I mean, it is definitely very, very credible having your face on there and your body on there, being, now over 50 years old and being in the phenomenal shape that you're in, and being able to do all those, like being able to do pull-ups and just ripped and shredded like you are at 50 is very, very powerful. And I know with a lot of my clients too, like I work with a lot of fat loss clients at my studio, and oftentimes I kind of see the same thing. Like they look at me like, well, what do you know about being being over 40 and being a little bit overweight? And I don't. And I have to kind of try to come down to their level as much as I can, but it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, well, and I mean, even if you can say, look, actually, Pete Tainsley, in
Hmm.
Australia,
Yep.
he just emailed me and said, yeah, I had a client, we did band assisted pull-ups, and she said, oh, I can't do this because I'm, 40. He said, okay, enough. Look at her. She's over 50 and she just did 50 pull-ups unassisted. So it's like you just have to dispel. I mean, even if you're not in that age category, if you can say, look, my good friend, and it's like I'm not anything special. The thing that's special about me is that I've been applying these principles consistently for a long time. And so anyone can make improvements and better their physique and their health, more importantly, their health, with small changes. And I think that you had mentioned, what was my number one message that I want to give out, and especially for those people over 40. Like, a lot of people think I'm going to go on a diet, quit smoking, start exercising all on Monday or January
Yeah.
1st. And that is just such a recipe for disaster. And so the biggest thing is making small changes. Small changes add up to big changes in the end. So even if you can make one change a week in a year, that's 52 changes,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
And it,
And that's exactly what I'm kind of trying to do with this whole show thing here. Like I said, like trying to focus on one thing a week and get people to make that one
yeah,
change every single week that adds up to big, big, big transformation.
exactly. I mean, it might be something as little as drinking more water,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Yep.
they have to be small, livable changes. And I know you work with fairly, like, very heavy people, right?
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
And I mean, I've been actually training with a weighted vest because
Mhm.
I want to get a feel for what it would be like to train with excess weight. And that's only 20 pounds. And oh my
Yeah.
goodness, that kicks my butt.
Yeah.
And so I have, a big heart for anybody that has, 20 plus, any weight that has to be lost, and how overwhelming it must be, and so my message to them, to anyone actually, is just, stay the course with those small livable changes. And those, like I said, those will add up in the end. They have to be livable, though. You can't be feeling like 100% deprived, like I'm going to
Mhm.
quit at any minute,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key. It's got to be livable. And it's interesting what you said about wearing that vest because I'll have my clients doing, like lunges or something with a kettlebell, and I'll have them doing it with maybe a 35 or a 40-pound kettlebell, and I'll just mention to them like this is what it would feel like if you were 40 pounds heavier. And they're like,
Right.
"Oh my God, yeah, that's right." Like I know nobody really thinks about that. Like that's exactly what it's like for someone who's very overweight with,
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. That's exactly what it feels like for them every day. And
Yeah.
uh, and yeah, a lot of people don't really connect the dots like that.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like I said, I mean, 20 pounds isn't really even that much. Like, a lot of people, have
Hmm.
more weight than that to lose. And so, yeah, so it's to me, it's just like, just stay the course with those small changes. So,
Hmm. Awesome, awesome, good. And the other thing I saw that you were working on, and I was really interested in this too, was that challenge fat loss program that you launched a little while ago, and with huge, 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 huge success, and it was a really, really good product. So maybe just talk about that a little bit and what was kind of the basis behind challenge fat loss.
well, I had, like, in the middle there, I had a program called Pull Up Challenge
Right.
because, I love body weight stuff. And I mean, I love doing pull ups, and like, it's just such a simple move. Like, not really. Like, it's like a
Yeah.
push up, right? Like,
Yep.
the thought of it is easy, but the
Hmm.
execution is more difficult. And so, Challenge Fat Loss kind of was born of kind of pull up challenges, because it was really like, a lot of people really love the pull up challenge. But the biggest issue is that, hoisting their weight. And so, it all came down to, they could be more successful at the pull up challenges when they drop some of their body weight. And so it's like, you know what, I need to put
Hmm.
kind of a challenging, program together that included pull ups, but the goal was fat loss. The biggest thing that with my pull up challenge and with my challenge fat loss that I found is that when people focus on performance and challenges, that kind of weight loss is a happy coincidence.
Hmm.
Because what I find in my boot camps and I've done boot camp challenges as well, is that a lot of times people focus way too much on the scale, and then they sacrifice everything to get that weight to come down. And
Hmm.
performance suffers. Strength, they lose strength. And it's like, well, that's not really our goal. Our
Hmm.
goal is to get stronger, get fitter, get healthier. So if we're focusing more on challenging exercises, challenging circuits, and when I say challenging, I mean challenging to you. So it doesn't have to be something crazy, burpee pull-ups, and although that has it in the program,
Yeah.
we modify it, we intensify it. The idea is to focus on the challenge, focus on performance, eat for performance, and then, weight loss, fat loss is a happy coincidence with that. Of course, we have to put that hand in hand with proper nutrition, but we're not going to go eat junk food if we're looking to have a killer workout.
Hmm.
And when I say a killer workout, I mean, that's all subjective. If you're a beginner, you can have a killer workout because it's killer for you, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of how. So challenge fat loss is all video follow along, because I know that people need to have their hand held in terms of intensity, because I know even people that come into my fitness boot camp and train with me, they'll say, wow, I didn't understand the intensity that we were looking for. So the next best thing is, if you can't train with me, virtually train with me, so you get an idea of how hard I'm expecting you to go. And so within the videos, we'll have ways to modify, ways to intensify, but we're always challenging, to push your best, given quality is important, more, trumps quantity in terms of reps, rest when you need to, and they're only 20-minute workouts. So,
Hmm.
we're losing that long, slow, boring cardio, which is ineffective, as you know, for fat loss. It was boring as all get-go. We kind of spice it up, do fun stuff, keep it within 20 minutes, and we're getting really awesome results.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. So what have you heard from some of the people that have bought that, and how they've been doing with the program since you launched it last couple months ago?
Yeah, it was in May, and yeah, what's interesting is, I've had some heavier people, that have more weight to lose,
Hmm.
email, comment, send in kind of like happy comments, which is really encouraging. But I've had several, two in particular that I'm thinking of, that were those kind of last 10 pounds. I had one client, she was like about 160, but now she's in like low 140s, and she's never been this light, well, not never, but in quite some time. And she just turned 50. Another client that's 47, she was light, like she's like 136, always trying to get, lose those last 5, 6 pounds. She's down to now, I think, 124. But it's not
Oh,
even the
wow.
weight so much as their shape has changed so
Hmm.
much. And they're just feeling so strong and empowered. And you know, that's what I'm really happy to hear, that these, they're feeling really strong and way more mobile, able to kind of face their day a lot easier than had they, you know, just been on a treadmill.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that's really, really, really powerful that you said, a few minutes ago, and something that we should kind of go back to is, when you focus on that strength and that power and the performance goals like that, and that's something I'm starting to do more with my clients too, because a lot of my clients, like you said, they had needed to lose a lot of weight, right?
Yeah,
But I'm trying to get them away from the number on the scale, so they focus a little bit more on, can they hold a plank for longer? Can they do more
right.
push-ups now, or can they
Yeah,
do, some of them, can they do a pull-up? And
yeah.
now some of them, after losing 50, 60, 70 pounds, now they can do pull-ups and stuff now. And
Imagine.
so I'm
Yeah.
getting people more focused on that, which is, yeah, exactly like you said. When you focus on the performance goals, the fat loss is just kind of a nice happy coincidence.
Yeah, and the other thing too is also, I mean, if somebody is really numbers oriented, I'll just give them a tape measure and say, well, let's use the tape measure
Yeah.
as a better indication of progress than just the weight scale.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm a big person for weighing. Like, I have no problem with that if it's not a head case. Like, some
Hmm.
people will just get on the scale and it will color their whole day. They're
Yeah.
half a pound up and they are in the dumps. They're a half pound down and they're on cloud nine.
Yeah.
I like the scale if it doesn't, mess with your head, because it helps you learn about your body. If you're a half a pound up, you can be like, huh, okay, what did I eat yesterday? Or where am I in my cycle? or you know what I mean? Like you kind of get to know your body and how it reacts to food, to stress, to sleep, to lack of sleep, all that kind of stuff. But it's just not a good idea if it creates stress for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, exactly, exactly. Okay, well, let's just kind of come full circle here and go back to the overriding question of everything. What would you say if someone was coming into you, and you kind of touched on this a little bit before, but what's kind of the most important thing that you think people should focus on if they had to focus on one thing right now, one thing for the next week, to transform their body or their life? What would you want them to focus on?
Well, I think movement for one. Like a lot of people will come to my fitness boot camp or they'll think, okay, I need to lose weight before I can do challenge fat loss, before I can do anything. And I think that's a mistake. You have to start moving. So, you know, start moving where you're at. You know, for some people, that's just like one of my clients that's lost over 100 pounds, that started with walking. And that was a big step for her, you know.
Yep.
Most people, you know, aren't kind of there. They need to do something a little bit more intense. So I think the biggest thing is to find movement that they enjoy, and that's not gardening. That's not, you know, you have to start sweating. You have to start moving. And if I were to say anything, it has to be resistance training. There has to be some weight bearing resistance training because we need to build muscle. And when I say that, all the women are like, no, I don't want to build muscle. Yes, muscle is your friend because muscle fuels your metabolism. So when I say move, I'm saying do some sort of resistance training, which can be totally body weight training. There's, you know, do a pull-up, do a push-up. That's a lot of weight, right? Do burpees with your body weight. Do body weight squats. So you have to do resistance training to tone and maintain and build a little muscle. So
yeah.
And second after that would be cut the crap of what you're eating. Most people, if you ask them, they know what they should be eating. It's the consistent application. Nutrition is not brain surgery. You know, if we just cut out mindless eating and eating crap, a lot of people are going to do a lot better.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and that's very important. I mean, nutrition, eating healthy isn't, and that's what I tell my clients too. Like, it's not brain surgery. Nothing I'm telling them is rocket science. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's just you know, eating whole foods and some fruits and vegetables and some meats and nuts, and, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's not crazy, and just those little changes can make huge impact in their transformation. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, and it's not like there's no magic bullet. Everybody's looking for the magic pill or the magic exercise. There's no magic. It's just consistent application of the things that we already know. And no, it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be super fit and not have to worry about this. But it's not that hard either once you kind of get into a routine, because you just don't understand how great you're going to feel. You know, you feel way better than things taste.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we kind of wrap up here, because I know you got to get going to some other stuff here. You're a busy person out there in Calgary. So as we wrap up, where can people find out more about you? Where should people go?
Well, of course, they can find me on Facebook, Challenge Workouts, femalefatlossover40.com. They can find my websites, femalefatlossover40.com/blog for my blog, or challengefatloss.com, or my blog, challengeworkouts.com. Friend me on Facebook, Shawna Kaminski. I love to help people, love to answer questions, and I really appreciate, you know, you sharing my opportunity to share with you and your following too, Cameron. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. It was great having you here. I always like talking to fellow Canadians, so that's always a plus.
Go Canada. We're taking over the fitness world, don't you know?
We are. You know, I was just talking to someone the other day who, I can't remember who it was. I think I can't remember who it was, but they're like, yeah, you guys in Canada, you guys have some of the smartest fitness and kind of strength training people in the world up there. And then I was thinking about it, and we actually do. They're like, a lot of the big names in the industry are from Canada, so we're slowly taking over.
That's right. We want to help the world. That's just the Canadian thing to do. Yeah,
exactly. All right, well, wrapping up then, definitely go check out Shawna's femalefatlossover40.com and her blog at femalefatlossover40.com/blog, and I'll post a whole bunch of links down below this video for you guys too to go check out. all
Great.
of her stuff. And yeah, she got some really good stuff out there. I know I was just browsing through the Challenge Workouts blog, and there's a lot of really good articles and super good videos up there too. Lots of sample workouts and things like that. So
Yeah. Lots of
definitely go
tons of
to
workouts. Yeah.
yeah, so definitely go to challengeworkouts.com and check out that blog because it's awesome. You can see more about Shawna. And yeah, any closing thoughts that you'd like to say, Shawna, before we kill it?
I really just want to encourage people to, it's never too late. It just start. You'd have to start somewhere. So just start.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Shawna. And that does it for episode number 2. We're off to a pretty good start here with this new show, Re-Engineer You. So take the strategies you learned today, implement them, because nothing happens and nothing works unless you do. So go ahead and start implementing and check out all Shawna's stuff with the links below this video. All right. So thanks a lot for being on the show, Shawna. And
Yeah.
we'll see you guys in episode number 3.